What's going on, everybody? Super Saiyan God Chris here, bringing you my first Dragon Ball Super discussion slash review slash recap video. I know I'm starting kind of late in the series, but if you're watching a recap for episode 86, chances are you've already seen the rest, so it doesn't really matter. I might do something for the other 85 episodes. We'll see. But for now, let's focus on episode 86 because it was a good one. In episode 86, meets Android 17 for the first time, believe it or not. So yeah, it starts off with Goku on Dinde's lookout, and they are discussing Android 17 just like the end of last week's episode. Um, Popo makes a comment about how Goku's been so focused on space, he's been missing things happening down on Earth, uh, like Android 17 getting incredibly strong, and the emergence of Oob. Yeah, they talk about Oob in this episode for the first time since the beginning of the series, really, which was really cool because I think that means he might be having a part coming up soon in the show, at least some form of involvement. So yeah, it starts off pretty well. We get an Oob comment. We get Android 17 update. So they take the lookout. They can actually drive the lookout, which I thought was pretty cool. They take it to over Android 17's island. Goku goes down, and his thought was, um, I can't sense his energy, so how am I going to be able to find him? And then just a bunch of explosions happen down on the island, so I thought that was actually pretty funny. Most people probably wouldn't have thought it was funny. I'm just weird, but I thought it was funny. So Goku goes down, and of course Android 17 is there, and he's fighting what looks like the military, but they're actually poachers. So he goes down, he's fighting the poachers. Goku helps him fight the poachers. They exchange a quick greeting, and then after the poachers are done, they head up to Android 17's little hut, and they talk about the old times, really. Android 17 says, if we had fought back then, or no, this is later on. Sorry about that. Android 17 um, starts talking, and Goku says, "Let me test your strength." So they start fighting, and it's actually a really, really cool fight. I really loved the fight scenes, and it had some pretty cool animations. So yeah, I really liked it. Um, and Android 17 was on par with Goku the whole time, pretty much. Even though both of them were holding back, Goku goes Super Saiyan Blue and everything, but they both were holding back the whole time. So after the fight, uh, they talk and they both say that they've been holding back, which means Android 17 is kind of on par with Super Saiyan Blue, which is pretty weird. I'll get to my opinion on that later on. So they talk and talk. They talk about Android 17's wife and kids, which he has now. They talk about um, Android 17's wife and kids. They talk about how if they would have fought back then, Goku probably would have won. Goku says, I'm not so sure, blah, blah, blah. And then Goku drops the news of the tournament and does the whole, if you win, you get 10 million Zenny spiel. Android 17 says no. He says that he's got plenty of money. And then Goku says everyone's fate is at stake. And he realizes that was a mistake. So he like covers his mouth. And Android 17 says everyone's fate? You've been hiding something this whole time? Goku says, you could tell. Android 17 says, of course. So Goku tells them that the universe is at stake on this tournament. Android 17 just nonchalantly shrugs that off. He's like, if everyone dies, it doesn't really matter, does it? So yeah, they didn't really care about that at all. And that's about when the episode ended. Except right after that, we zoom into a spaceship filled with alien poachers who apparently really want Earth animals, including the Minotaur horns, which is what all these poachers are after, apparently. Um, so, yeah, I mean, I thought it was a decent episode. Um, The only gripe I have about the last few episodes with the recruitment is they're making everybody on par with Goku, which I know they're doing for like fan service for all the different favorites everybody has, but like he's supposed to rival a god. He's supposed to have power rivaling Lord Beerus and other gods of destructions, and yet people like Krillin and Android 17 are on par. Even though he is holding back, they're still on par, which they shouldn't be at all, I think. But I'm not going to complain about it because it's making for some entertaining episodes. So yeah, next week we should be getting Android 17 and Goku teaming up against the poachers from space. So that should be an interesting episode. What else is there to talk about it? It's pretty straightforward. If I were to rate this episode compared to the other episodes, I'd give it like a 6. It's not the greatest episode they've ever had, but it's definitely not the worst. Like we've had monstrosities like episode 5, and we've had glories like the first couple episodes of the Goku Black arc. So yeah, I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. Definitely above average, better than an average Super episode, but not the absolute best. Like I said, I really love the fight scenes though. You should have seen some pictures of the fight scenes if you didn't watch the episode already. But I really liked it. I thought it was like pretty cool with the animations, how they did like that double helix going down towards the water. Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say about the episode. I'm excited for next week. I hope you guys are excited for next week. Those are my thoughts on the episode. Let me know in the comments your thoughts of today's episode or yesterday's episode. I'm posting this on Sunday. And I want to discuss it with you guys, so let me know in the comments or Facebook me at SSGChris or tweet me at SSGChris, and we can talk about it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my first recap / review / discussion video. I do plan on doing more of these every Sunday, so keep an eye out, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Later.